Hello and welcome back to the Chick and the Duck podcast. Myself, Rye, and my brother Micah. We talk about anything and everything regarding pop culture, mostly movies, but sometimes it's a little less because all these strikes that's going on, and we got the NFL and got lots of things to do today. By lots of things, I mean hardly anything. So we'll try to make it a good episode. Talk about the Vikings. Talk about movies, Loki back, MCU TV shows are back in this good sense. But before we do anything, I'm going to speak on behalf of Micah because I think I can in this instance, and we won't talk about other than this. But Israel is being attacked by not Palestine, but a terrorist organization from Palestine called like Hamas or something like that. But we are praying for them. Obviously, any unjustified form of violence is wrong, and so praying for resolve and yeah, not to be like every influencer on social media, but we do stand with Israel in this sense. We're the Holy Land, man. So awful things, but that's all we'll mention about it. But we are praying for Israel. To transition, Micah, how's the week been? You kind of were telling me what you do besides work, and it's pretty uneventful.
I mean, it's not really. That's not all I do.
I know.
But
I'm just
that's
messing with
that
you.
is pretty much all I've done.
Yeah.
This time. Uh, no, but yeah, I was telling him because I had some. We had some pretty big routes or whatever. So my last week, on Wednesday there was a storm, so they reduced all of our routes. So I had like nothing to do really. It was like the easiest day I've had in a long time,
Gotcha.
and so that was nice. But then the next day I had like back up to high number of stops.
Mm,
Um, and it was like, it was whatever. It's a lot of work. Um,
yeah.
but it was whatever. And then the next day they made up for the reduced routes, and I had like a real high number of routes, a number of stops to complete. I mean, um, and that one definitely sucked.
Hmm.
And then my last day was like probably like one of the it's probably the worst route that our DSP has.
Okay.
Um, It's like out in between here and Weatherford in the country, and there's like there's a few stops that are like 25 minutes away that you like. So like there's one at the very end that I left out that I went to, and I've done this one twice,
Hmm.
but it's like 25 minutes out because you're going on this back road that's like 45 miles an hour. Um,
Wow.
and then you get out to like the middle of nowhere,
Hmm.
and uh in this tiny little town, and then you go out and you go into the back like this neighborhood. And I delivered two stops there, and then had to drive 15 to 20 minutes to the next stop that was like literally like 1,000 feet from my stop before it, because I had to go out of this like long like trailer park neighborhood thing. I had
Mm.
to go all the way out of it, and then all the way around, and then back into a different one, and then all the way to the end of it, which was like the two stops were like right next to each other. But then I had to go literally like from this stop, I had to go all the way around and then in and back to this stop at the end.
Mm.
And so I did like three stops in like 2 hours,
My gosh, that's
and
crazy.
out of 114 that day. And
You've
so,
never said how many stops. That's bonkers.
well, the day before that I had 146.
And I know like some of them are like, oh, you're dropping off like next to each other, probably. But
Not that one though. Not the
uh,
146. Not the ones I usually do. I usually don't do ones that are close together.
how
You'll get
long
into
do
like
you work?
neighborhoods.
Only 10 hours, or do you work longer than that?
No, I only worked. You can't work more than that. But
Oh, okay.
um, for that day they had people sweeping. So I got like somebody came and took like 15 stops. But
Mm.
um, so I only ended up doing like 130. But it doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't matter. That was out in the country, so you
That's
got all these people with like long driveways, gates, and I mean, the stops are they're pretty awful. The
When
road
people
suck.
when people are ordering things from Amazon, right? Obviously, I only know based on my experience, like mom, you, whatever, Jenna. Are people ordering big things on a consistent basis, or is it like all these tiny little packages?
I mean, there's a lot of tiny little packages, but I mean, the most packages I think I've delivered is like close to 300 in a day.
That's
Um, and so it's like the majority of it is small packages. They come in like these totes, and so you'll get like a lot of envelopes and like the plastic bags and stuff that are like
yeah.
really small.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get like, like 30 to 40 overflow is what they're called, where they're too big or too heavy to be in the totes.
Mm.
So people will order like people do order if you order cat litter on Amazon, you suck. So
Jenna
don't do
orders
that.
cat litter on Amazon.
Don't do that. Your Amazon driver hates you.
What, really?
Oh my gosh, they're so heavy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much. I could probably go get what ours looks like, but I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
not.
mean,
It comes in. It's like two separate bags that we get.
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
I
Sorry.
don't know. Those are heavy, and then people get like microwaves. Microwaves are heavy.
People
I've delivered.
be buying microwaves on
I do.
Amazon.
I delivered a mini fridge.
Do you have like a
Um,
dolly, right?
there is a dolly. I
Oh,
don't generally use it though because they're annoying. You have to like
oh,
take
and
them
I
out
guess a
and
mini
fold them
fridge is
away.
probably you could probably hold it.
If yeah, I mean, pretty every single thing I've had, I've been able to carry.
You haven't delivered
Um,
like a bed, yeah, yeah.
I've delivered a bed frame.
Oh, do you know what
Yeah,
they all are? So you know what people are ordering?
no, not
Oh,
really.
okay.
Usually
That'd
only the
be
big things. You can order like when you're ordering, you can select to have it delivered in the box that it comes in.
oh,
So then in that scenario, usually the box will like say what it is.
yeah,
And then you know what the people are getting, but otherwise, they usually don't know. Most
Go-
of them are in Amazon boxes.
gotcha.
So,
That makes sense.
but
I didn't know if you like when you scanned it, it like popped up on what it was, because that would
no.
be interest. That'd be like interest. I mean, granted, like privacy, but like it'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be invasion of privacy for sure. But
You like
um,
open all of them.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, I mean, not bad. But yeah, I mean, tiring week. Like it was a lot every
Mhm.
single day, exhausting. So I pretty much have done like nothing. Um, been so exhausted. So I've been sleeping late and then
Yeah.
being tired a lot. So I haven't really done any designing, pretty much like anything. Um, so
Yeah.
I've been just lack of motivation to do anything other than sit. And so it's
Yeah.
it's tough. It's
Yeah.
funny though, because I ordered this book like literally the day before I lost like all motivation to do anything.
What book did you get?
The Creative Act.
You got it?
I did.
Should I
I
buy it? Should I just pull the trigger? Because I was gonna ask.
I I did pull the trigger. So
It's like $20.
I don't know if you've ever watched. Uh, it's a YouTube girl, Life of Riza.
Uh, maybe.
She makes like cinematic YouTube videos. Um, Aesthetically pleasing, like life diaries.
Rizal, Rizal.
Riza, Riza. I found her because she's dating some other dude, some other uh, uh, filmer
Oh,
slash videographer guy. Like he was
oh,
just
him.
a
She's dating
filmer.
him. He's
Yeah, he
cool.
was just he was just a filmer, and then he started making his own YouTube videos. But his videography like
Cole,
and
it's Cole. Yeah, Colt Kerwan, dude. I watch Colt Kerwan. Colt Kerwan.
yeah,
His video. Hold on.
his
Sorry to.
videos are extremely entertaining. So I found him like a couple months ago, and then I found her, and her videos are
His video.
insanely aesthetic.
His video. I actually chased my dreams for 1 year. Is so good.
Yeah,
It's such a good video. I'll subscribe to hers.
you should. She does life diaries, so she documents her life and stuff. Um, but yeah, I actually chased my dreams for 1 year. It's all
Incredible.
time YouTube video.
All time. Like it's so good.
It only has 845,000 views. You
Which
guys
is
should watch it.
yeah.
Like, bros, he's insane. He
He's
really
good.
deserves all the hype. That video too is like every video after that has been fire. Like
And
he found his YouTube groove.
yeah, and I heard about him because of Colin and Samir, because they're, yes, they talk about popular guys, but they're so in it with like what's like creative. Not that like Mr. Beast isn't creative, but he's just playing with house money.
Yeah, but so his girl, Life of Riza.
She recommended it.
Well, I've watched more than a few of her videos since like in the past month. But she posted one 2 days ago. So I ordered this 2 days ago. Um, but I put it into a queue with like some other videos, and then I turned it on, and like the title was "Finding Inspiration on Ordinary Days," and she was talking about this book, and I'd seen about this book quite a bit,
Yeah.
but then she talked about it, and then was like read the. She was like, "This is like the first page of it, like of words," and then she read it, and she was like, "Yeah, so I'm gonna read it." Blah blah, and then I just like immediately went to Amazon, and it was on sale, so I bought it.
Yeah.
It was only
It's like
17.
it's supposed to be like revolutionary for like it's like it's not like, oh, how to be creative. It's like, here's like creative lifestyle. Like if you want to be a creative, like this is what I learned, and Rick Rubin's like a legend.
Yeah, and it's thought. It's all completely thought based.
Right.
It's 78 areas of thought. So he starts out, well, first of all, this is what this chick read that made me buy it, and it's a quote, and it's, "The object isn't to make art, it's to be in that wonderful state which makes art inevitable."
Mm,
And I was like, that.
yeah, it's really good.
I
Yeah.
was like, deal. But then he like wrote an excerpt in the beginning or whatever, talking about how nothing in the book is known to be true. It's
That's
literally just things that he noticed, and it's his thoughts. And then he's like, some things might resonate with you, might awaken something in you. He said, just use what's helpful and let go of everything else.
mm,
He's like, just read it, and if you think it's dumb, then think it's dumb, and if you think it's useful, then use it.
yeah. I'm gonna
He
see if
basically
if
said
it
none of
goes
it
on sale
counts.
tomorrow even more. I might definitely buy it.
I mean, it's half off right now, so I
Oh,
doubt
it's
it would be on sale more.
oh,
It's like
okay.
$32, and it was like 17. So
Oh wow. Yeah, because on my so I've made my Christmas lists. I make them early because I'm tired. Like I want people to be able to like have time. And like the top of you just won't focus, but the Micah 2023, the creative act is the top thing I was gonna ask you for. So I just don't have money to buy right now. Like usually the books I buy are like I buy with like my church card because I'm able to, like, it's part of my budget of like, and I have not bought a lot, to be fair. Um
yeah.
like I've only bought a handful, but it's so that I can, um it's related to my field, and I like can't justify that the creative act can be, I like, you could use it as a pastor, but like it's not in the realm, like even a little
No.
bit technically.
Yeah.
So I was like, can't do that. Like the art and faith book, like that's something that merges two things. But
Mhm.
I'm doing a series in like January about that type of thing. So like, it has to relate, and so I could never like buy it, and I have no money to buy it. Granted, I bought 3 movies this week, like, so I just I'm also have so many things to read. I'm like, I'll just ask someone to buy it for me for like Christmas, and I still like, this is always sitting in front of me, and I'm like, I need to pick this up because this is like, it's not this. It's so interesting because when I thought this, I was like, dang, this is huge. This is gonna be like a lot, and like you look in here, and it's like
Yeah, not a
like
lot.
short. It's like thoughts. I mean, there's
This one is a lot.
like
This one
these are all chapters.
this
Like this
one is actually a lot. I mean, you got actual text,
mm-hmm.
and it's 400 pages.
It's 400 pages. That's how big that book is. Wow, I did not know that.
Yep,
Oh, that's thick, boy. Might be the biggest book you've ever read.
it will be.
Pretty close, at
Sure.
least. I don't
I'm
know how
sure it
big
will be.
Kingdom Hearts are, but
Yeah.
which those need to be movies, man. But
Yeah, I mean, so got that. Excited about that. Like we've been talking about casually. Prime Days tomorrow. I've been looking at like certain things, kind of building up a lookbook for when everything goes on sale to see what kind of things went on sale, uh Raycon earbuds, see if those go on sale. Hey
dude, I need
Dude go on
earbuds.
sale. Anything Carhartt goes on sale. Bunch of different things.
For
Um,
sure.
Microphone.
New
Uh,
mic.
yeah. Uh, yeah. So that. Let's see. I mean, I go to St. George in almost a week. You
Mm-hmm.
go,
I
obviously,
going on Friday.
on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Rangers are up 2-0 on
Dude, the
the
Rangers on
Orioles,
fire.
which is amazing
Cool.
because everyone thought they
We're
definitely
gonna,
could win.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they thought people people thought that they could win it all. So it's
They're good.
huge.
That's really
It's
fun.
huge.
I mean, they went on a huge winning streak at the very end of the season. They like smoked the Mariners. And like it's funny because I'm like I've told you this. I think I've said this. I'm like I'm a Rangers fan now. Like I'm just gonna commit to a team like MLB. I'm gonna commit to following them like the whole shebang. And then of course I commit to the team that we've talked about this. That the other team is the Mariners in their conference or their division. I don't know what the wording is.
Yeah,
But so then Brighton and I are like talking smack back and forth about it, which is because he's a Mariners fan and I know nothing, of course. But like
that's
yesterday,
hilarious.
I walked into their apartment before Sunday Night Football, and Brighton was playing uh, uh, MLB The Show, and he was this Mariners against the Rangers, and he was up like 3-0. I was like, "You taking out your anger on the Rangers right now?" He's like, "Yeah, a little bit," and it was funny. So
That's hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. So
exciting. It's the most
that's what
exciting.
I've been up to. I guess I completed like John gave us a list of questions to answer.
Hmm,
So I finished those and sent those back.
nice. That's
Yeah.
fun. My week. I'm trying to think. Like it wasn't crazy. I preached yesterday. Tired from that. It went good. It didn't like prepping. It was one of the hardest in terms of like I couldn't figure out a main idea of the passage, and it was really like I was mad, like really really mad because I had everything. Like I basically had everything equivalent to a sermon, everything done, but then I had like 3 points I was making, the whole thing, and but it was like, all right, what's the main idea? And I was like, I don't know. And it took me like, I mean, hours on Friday night and Saturday. Like I canceled something on Saturday morning that I was gonna do, but I needed to finish my sermon to send my notes. And I mean, I sat from 8 in the morning till 1 p.m. Finally figured it out 1 p.m. Like I'm mad. Jenna got home at like noon and she's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Bad." She's like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?" I was like, "I can't figure this out." Like I was so heated, and I was like trying to pray. And it was like nothing. And then some Jenna and Brighton actually are the ones that helped me kind of figure it out. It wasn't them necessarily; it was God through them, which was cool. But it was so incredible. Like he was probably trying to teach me something, but I was still pissed. Um, so that sucked. But then it went good yesterday. Like I had a good time and that was fine. I'm trying to think what else. Everything else is pretty, pretty mad into a whole lot. Watching Harry Potter still with Jenna, where we finished the second to last one, and so now we just are gonna watch the last one. That she's never seen the last two. So like the last two that we watched, she hasn't seen them, and then this last one that we're gonna watch, she hasn't seen either. Which is easily the best in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I went and bought some movies. Figured I'd share. I went and bought Blu-ray Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the best Planet of the Apes movie by a wide margin, I'd say. I went and bought Tree of Life. The Terrence Malick, experimental Brad Pitt, Jessica Chastain. It's easily is like the movie that I'm like, this could be 5 stars. And then I saw it. It's not Blu-ray. It is a Criterion collection technically, but it's an old Criterion collection because it's not Blu-ray. But I bought Life Aquatic. Oh, wow. So I'm gonna try to watch that this week, because I didn't want to rent it, but I basically bought it for the same price that it would be rented, I guess, for $3. So, but I'll keep it. Watch it like suck, except people love it. But did that. Yeah, I feel like I did something, but I probably didn't. No, I haven't done anything. I've had a very, very uneventful week. Watched some movies, not a lot. I've been working on. I asked a bunch of people their 4 favorite movies. I don't even know if I mentioned this to you. Did I? Yeah, because I already know your 4 favorites, so I didn't even ask. I'm making like a Redeeming Reels podcast episode, reacting to my friends and family's 4 favorite movies. And so I asked you what Maddie's were. I texted Maddie. She didn't respond to my text, but I messaged her on Snapchat. Instant reply. I was like, okay.
See, I'm backwards. I'm totally backwards on that. I don't. If you want to reach me, like actually, I don't snap me.
Yeah.
Text
I
me and
text
I
you.
will respond to people. Like that is what I do. There's like I pretty much only talk to Maddie on Snap. That's like the only real person that I
'Cause
interact in. But like, if you, I mean,
I'll respond.
still, Maddie's the only one that I'd be like, I'll click on it to like see what she's saying. But anyone else, it's like, I know it's important if they text me.
Yeah, because
And they
I'll
need to talk
be
to me.
you. There's probably been moments where you've gotten the same text, the same Snapchat and same text with the same words on it, but I'll Snapchat you because we'll like be back and forth, and I'll respond to your Snapchat instantaneously almost because I was already thinking about talking to you about something, and I'll ask you a question. I'm like, he's not gonna respond to this for 7 hours. I'm gonna text him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do that. I don't care if he just sent this Snapchat 37 seconds ago. I'm gonna text him instead. But no.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I'm pretty over Snap.
yeah, it's
So
it's not my favorite application. But yeah. So I asked like 15 people. So I have a couple friends in there: Mom, Dad, Elijah, you, Jenna, Bright, and Caleb, Maddie, Josh, Gulliford. Couple friends from church, like Michael and Allie, Ben Ritter, Jesse Smith. Um, yeah, and so I sent all these out, asking them. They all responded. I have like a huge not graph, like a chart, and I'm doing like, I actually think it's pretty cool because I thought it was gonna be super basic, and then I like got some ideas for it. But essentially, what I'm gonna do is I'm trying to pull it up so I remember it. So I have like I'm gonna react to all of them. What do I think about all your 4 favorite movies? And I'm gonna be recording for like 2 hours by myself. It's gonna be miserable. But what do I think about them? What's my score that I give them? And so I'm having to watch the ones that I have not seen.
okay.
So that's
Is there any from Maddie that you haven't seen? I honestly don't know what she would say her 4 favorite movies are.
I've
I know
seen
it's gonna be La La Land. I feel like maybe
yeah,
27 Dresses.
no, not 27 Dresses.
Okay, interesting.
But it's La La Land, Sleepless in Seattle.
I knew she was gonna do that one.
Tangled, and Grease. So, and I've seen all of them. So, but like the person that I hadn't seen them, huh?
That's cap. That's cap.
Well, I'm just going off what she said.
She doesn't even know her favorite movies.
That's so funny. But like, I had to watch like almost everything I've watched this week has been that. Like 2 of Dad's movies, 2 of Mom's. Let me see. No, 1 of Mom's, 1 of Kayla's. I still have to watch 1 of Jesse's and 1 of his name's Michael. He's the worship pastor at Crosspoint. Everyone else I've pretty much seen everything. Mm-hmm. But so I've been doing like cranking through those and like trying to plan it because I've looked at like common themes, like how many movies are repeated um between these 15 people. Like, oh, I'm doing awards in the sense of like uh the highest rated, like based on like who's got the best list according to me based on my scores of them. And it's not fair. I can't, like, you won.
It's gonna be me.
Because I take all four out of, I do that out of 100, so it's a little, more difference. And I, divide it by four, and
And
yours
average them.
yours is like a 99.25 out of 100
Yeah.
because it's Interstellar, Return of the King, The Batman, and Aftersun. The Batman I have a 99, Interstellar I have a 98, and I have two 100s. Like, it's just not like two of those are in my top, three of those are my top 10, all four of those are my top 15. Like, that's just not fair.
It's pretty funny.
Because we're so similar in movie tastes. So I have like other friends that I listed below. I'll be like, hey, you shout out you guys too. But like most diverse, most underrated list, most fun list. I tried to do a film bro list, like who's the most film bro, and it's you. Technically, just technically speaking, like it's just the most film bro. Animation king is Elijah. But yeah, so I'm doing things like that and just reacting to them.
Yeah.
And it's giving me a chance to watch some, some good movies. Dad's got good taste, I will say.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Sort of.
Well,
He wants to refuse to watch
yeah, no.
Into the Spider-Verse. He refused to watch TMNT when they watched it for family night the other night.
Yeah. No, I mean like in the sense of like his old, like his
old movie taste is good.
Is good, but his animation thing is weird. Even though Cars is his fourth favorite movie, apparently, which I don't.
Interesting.
It's all because of that sound system in our house.
Literally, that's it.
You just play randomly. What are you doing? I'm taking a break from work just to play the beginning of Cars.
Just to hear the engines.
And it was cool. It was cool, to be fair.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I've been cranking through movies, I guess. Even though I haven't, because I've been playing Madden by myself because I'm a loser, and if I like don't want to do it, if I don't want to consume a movie, I'll like play franchise because it's football season, and I'm sure by December I won't play Madden again till next September. But
yeah.
So yeah,
fair.
That's been my week. We have like no news. There was things I screenshotted that were like interesting, but I don't have them anymore because I deleted 7,000 pictures because I had no space. And I didn't realize, like, dude, the amount of screenshots I had was absurd. Because I would go on Twitter and screenshot things to then put in our documents. I had like 3,500 screenshots.
Jeez.
And I'm like, that's too much. So I deleted a bunch of stuff and accidentally deleted things that I wanted to mention. So some funny pop culture moments. So you remember the whole thing with Drew Barrymore? She was going to come back mid writer's strike. Well, the writer's strike ended, and her writers are not returning, which is just really funny.
It is funny. She's annoying. So.
She is so annoying. Kevin Costner is starring and directing a 2-part theatrical event called Horizon: An American Saga. That comes out in like June and August of 2024. It's like post Civil War, I think. It seems like he's just trying to make a Yellowstone like movie type thing because it's so popular and everyone loves him in that type of role.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him for. Like, go off. I'll watch it.
Yeah, true.
If it's as good as like something like Yellowstone, but it's a movie form, like I'll eat that up. So
yeah, facts.
He's writing it with some guy I've never heard of. Apparently he's a award-winning director, but never heard of him. But yeah, so I mean, there's literally like no information. I just think it's interesting that it's like a 2-part thing that comes out like within 2 months of each other. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like Kevin Costner. Didn't Yellowstone premiere last night? The final.
Did it?
I thought so. Or it's. I know it's
I don't know.
appearing.
They've been going through the old seasons, but
Oh,
I don't know when the actual part 2 of season 5 premieres. I don't know what's going on. Mm. It says November.
oh, okay. I just saw it on like someone's TV, and I didn't know.
Premiering on September 20th. They said it is premiering on November 13th,
Oh, okay. Cool.
which is a year after part 1 premiered.
I mean, to be fair, they are beefing a lot, so.
Yeah, they are.
Um,
It also
but
was not good. So hopefully they changed a lot.
that could be interesting.
Part 1 was not well
I didn't.
received. It was very uninteresting.
I
And
didn't finish it. Like it's on Peacock, and I haven't watched it yet.
yeah, I mean, well, just season 1 through 4 were so good, and yeah, part
Like
1 season 5
incredible,
was not.
incredible.
It was not anywhere near good enough to be the conclusion of the show.
They
If
need to.
they continue with the same uh level of like the same level of output, season 5 will be an ignored season.
It'll be like what's it called? Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Granted, Game of Thrones went on longer, but everyone's like, ah, Game of Thrones, the ending sucked. It's never like, oh, the first 8 seasons were incredible. Obviously, I haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but I'm just speaking on behalf of everyone else.
exactly. It'd be like one of those shows, and like Parks and Rec, people are like,
Like,
skip
just
season 1.
you don't, or I mean, The Office is different because it's so like I don't even know. The Office, you still there's tarnished ending type thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I guess the
Exactly.
ending of The Office was like the last 3 episodes are really good, so like they kind of bounce back a little bit, but
Yeah.
maybe Yellowstone could do that. I don't know. Trailers. Let's do trailers first. There was another trailer as well called Honey or something like that. It's a Jason Statham action movie. That looks actually sick. I think it looks so good. But so you'll have to watch the trailer after. And then Silent Night. This is a action Christmas movie, I guess.
It's a Die Hard movie.
Yeah, it's just.
It's not. I mean, it's set in Christmas time.
It's set during Christmas time. Yeah.
Nothing about it is Christmas.
I think it looks good. To be fair,
I think it does look good too.
Mostly because I forget who's directing.
John Woo,
That's who it is.
like Hong Kong pioneer of gun fu.
Yeah. John Woo is what else is he made?
And it's also like the writers or creators of John Wick, or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he made Face Off, which I haven't seen, but I hear obviously good things. But he made Mission Impossible 2, which the worst Mission Impossible movie that I've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean he's critically acclaimed action
Director. He's done lots of things. Producer.
He's supposed to be like a pioneer of the action world. So
yeah. So yeah, pretty cool, interesting.
It looks good.
I like the actor in it. He's in the Suicide Squad, so and I like that movie. So
he's good. He's a good actor.
He's a good action dude. So I'm here for it.
Yep.
It's funny because they came out with Violent Night last year, which is like such a different. I mean, Violent Night's like I give it props because it's like Santa Claus is the one who's like killing everybody, but yeah, this will probably be better than Violent Night. Although
Probably.
I did like Violent Night. NFL. Oh boy. Start with the Vikings. Rough, to say the least. I think we should get the thing out of the way. The fact that there was 3 penalties on one play for the Vikings, and we probably would have tied the game.
Yeah, very possible.
Like
It definitely
not
would
to
have changed the game. It would have given us a chance.
not to say that like we didn't play bad or anything like that. Not to take away our skill as a football team, but we would there was two there was pass interference.
Yeah, it was not. Ball was not
It
tipped,
was not
so
tipped at
calling it
all.
no pass interference because of a tipped ball, it, obviously, it's clearly the wrong call. So
And then he took his helmet off.
they told him to put his helmet. That's the ridiculous part. He said, "Put your helmet back on."
Yeah.
Since when do we give warnings for penalties?
And the face mask, illegal hands to the face.
Yeah, legal. And Kirk Cousins got hit high.
Oh yeah, you're
He
right.
got hit on his upper, like his shoulder to head area
Yeah.
on the throw. He got hit up top, which is roughing the passer.
The funniest thing about it, what I learned about that game and like in general, what I learned about the NFL, obviously the refs, like the NFL is rigged. That's the Chiefs suck.
Yeah, they're really not.
They're
Good.
not good. They've been bailed out every game, and the only team they haven't been bailed out, they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like they barely beat the Jets, and the Jets aren't like with Zach frickin' Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
and they got bailed out. They barely beat the Vikings, bailed out. Like I, there's not like Patrick Mahomes is not like
They're not.
he's
They're not
not
bad.
this.
They're not good enough though. They're not really.
They're not awful, but they're not. If they win the Super Bowl, it's rigged.
Yeah, they're a maybe playoff team and a first round outing of playoffs if they do make the playoffs. That's their skill level.
And if they go to the Super Bowl, it is I will never say the football is not like NFL is not rigged because of that how insane that is.
There's just so many better teams.
The 49ers should win the Super Bowl.
They should win the Super Bowl with ease. They should
By
walk over
a
whoever they play.
large like I don't like they might go undefeated.
And they can, yeah, and I mean they can have bad games.
For sure.
Like they could have a bad game, but the way that they play and how consistent they usually are, yeah, I mean they're pretty much unstoppable at this point.
Well, because you have one, it's so like it's I don't like the 49ers, but I don't have this hatred against them like Seahawks fans, right?
Yeah.
I love Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that he's like 12 years old, lives with roommates, and then he comes out and dusts your team every single week.
And like he's like a really good guy. He's like a Christian, which obviously adds for some people. You know, that's cool. He's very outspoken. Yep. And he's just I mean, he's the last pick in the draft. And he's just cooking. Like
cooking everyone.
Cooking everybody. Granted, he's got weapons, so it helps. Like if Tom Brady was on the 49ers right now in his prime, like they'd be the greatest football team on earth. But
yeah.
I mean, you have Debo, who's this dual threat. They run him. I don't know why, but they run him. And then he can catch. Ayuk is playing the best football of his career. McCaffrey's unstoppable no matter what he does.
14 consecutive games with a touchdown is ridiculous.
Their offensive line's solid, and they have the best defense in football. Like, if you don't win, something's up. Granted, you can have bad games. You know what? I'm being like hyperbolic, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like
they're good. They're insane.
They dog stomped the Cowboys last night, dude. Like
there's no doubt in my mind that they run through the NFC.
Even the Eagles. The Eagles are the only other undefeated team.
I think they stomp the Eagles though.
They will. Dude, we play the 49ers in like a couple weeks.
We're gonna get curb stomped.
We're gonna get crapped on. Dude, I don't
At least we don't have to play them twice a year. like poor Seahawks fans and Rams fans.
Yeah. Dude, it's terrible.
Just like imagine knowing that like for the first foreseeable future you have no chance of winning your division. You have to fight for a wild card spot. You know that going into the season.
Right.
It doesn't matter how well you play. You could be the second best team in the NFC, but you're still not going to be better than the Niners.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to go through the Vikings schedule and see how many wins we think we can get. Okay. Also, Main goal for the Vikings: keep Justin Jefferson. That's your goal. That's my goal. That's all I want. That's all I want.
I have 2 goals for the Vikings.
What are your 2 goals?
Obviously, keep Justin Jefferson. You have to re-sign him. You have to.
You have to.
You have to find a way to do it.
You pay him whatever he wants. Like, draft a rookie quarterback. I don't care.
And then the second thing is to not be average. If you're going to suck. Otherwise, you have to win. Like, you literally have to like win out. If you're not going to make a run for the playoffs, do not win
8 games, 9 games,
because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. You will just draft middle of the pack, not get someone good enough.
We won't even get a top 3.
Suck again. You'll suck again.
We won't get a top 3 quarterback.
Yeah.
Which we need a top. If we're gonna be terrible, you need to draft Drake May, Caleb Williams, or what's the other, the Washington quarterback or something like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good point. And although I would hate if they suck, if they're like 3.
I would rather them suck than win like 6 games, though.
That's true, because then every game is like, yeah, that's a good point. All right, let's go through it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games left. Yeah, they're gonna have to win like 10 games if they want to make the playoffs. All right, they'd be 10 in, or 10 more, so it'd be 11 in.
They can only lose 1 game.
Well, maybe 2.
Because, well, they can only lose 1 game because they're going to lose to the Niners. So they only have 1 game they can lose.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no chance to be the Niners.
All right. Vikings Bears this coming Sunday. We should win. The Bears suck.
I have no confidence that we'll win, though.
Neither do I, because Justin Fields and DJ Moore played like they're Joe Montana and Jerry Rice last week. So,
and also Justin Jefferson's likely to not play.
Yeah, that too. I need a big Jordan Addison game. Yeah, I need.
Also, if we picked up Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick, we'd reunite him and Jordan Addison.
And him throwing, and he's insane.
He's like, throwing. Well, yeah, 1, he's ridiculous. 2, he'd be throwing to his star wide receiver from last year, Jordan Addison, and he'd have Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson.
We'd be good finally. We were so good last year. It's so disappointing.
It's all 1 score. It's proven everyone right, which I agreed with that. Whatever.
Yeah, the 1 score game.
Where it's like, yeah, you could be just as bad as you were good. I completely agree, and we're obviously proving it. I mean, winning so many 1 score games last year, and now we're 1-4 in 1 score games.
Last year was a fever dream, dude. Last year was like, it was stressful, but it was so fun. Because I mean, you had the Bills game, which was insane.
Well, we just always ended up pulling through.
The Colts game is just one of the best sporting experiences I've ever had in terms of a second half. Like, it was just awesome. It was so fun. But
it was crazy.
I mean, it was stressful. Looking back, it was fun. Like, I was ready to not watch the rest of the game. But
yeah, you were.
I was so done. I was so over it. Dude, it was the first Vikings jersey I had in years. And I was wearing it. Anyway, sorry. All right, Bears. Hopefully. Don't know. But we'll notch it in maybe as a win.
I give it 50-50.
49ers on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they're gonna turn off the game on Monday Night Football.
They're gonna turn on like
bad.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad. Packers. Again, maybe. Packers aren't good either.
No,
we should beat them considering the Packers
are better than us right now. So
right now they are, but Jordan Love is. I mean, he's not impressive in my opinion. But
no,
Falcons.
Neither are we.
But Kirk Cousins is impressive. He's good. He makes poor decisions sometimes.
In a sense, he can't move. He can't extend plays.
That's true. He's a pure.
We have one of the best. We have one of the best ranked offensive lines. Did you know that?
Really?
Statistically, our line is like one of the better in the entire NFL.
I feel like they suck.
That's because he doesn't move.
Oh.
Every other quarterback moves.
Because everyone's so he's like the last. He's not the last. Like Aaron Rodgers moves a little bit when he did play.
Aaron Rodgers moves more than him.
But
Aaron Rodgers can extend a play.
Kirk is
Kirk
one of the
Cousins
last.
cannot extend a play.
Kirk's one of the last like pocket passers in football, like
Yeah.
purely pocket passer. Like everyone else is pretty like, even like I hate the stereotype. Like I'm not trying to be like I'm just take everything I say with a grain of salt, but like historically speaking, African American quarterbacks have been the ones that are runners and like they extend the plays and they do more athletic. Okay, now we're seeing a shift where it's not just quarterbacks in general or more mobile.
Correct. I mean,
Like
Josh Allen runs the football. Brock Purdy, even Brock Purdy, the last pick in the entire draft,
he's
he can
just
extend plays. Like he
Zach,
can roll
even
out and he
Zach
can move
Wilson.
around.
Zach Wilson's athletic dude.
Yeah.
Kirk is clearly athletic. He's a professional football player, but in terms of other quarterbacks in the NFL, he's one of the least. Like Matt Ryan last year, he's not moving out of the pocket either.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean it's very, very obvious. I mean it shows on the last play when we're trying to throw a Hail Mary, and he can't figure out how to get out of a collapsing pocket, and so that he just turtle mode holds the ball and takes a sack.
Yeah, you
Like
might as
didn't
well.
even he didn't even attempt to just chug it. Like he
You
literally
should.
he tucked the ball to like not fumble. Like what are you
Yeah, who
gaining,
cares if
dude?
you fumble?
Like what?
Yeah. So anyway, Falcons. They're not good either, but
No, they're not, but they've been winning games, so
it's true.
we haven't.
Saints.
They're not great either, but
Not
they're
great.
definitely better than us. So
Oh. Broncos. If we don't beat the Broncos, I will.
I hope we don't lose to the Broncos, but
That
like
would be the worst day of my life.
man, oh man.
Bears again, like we said, probably 50-50. We'll know better by then, like how we match up against the Bears this year. Raiders. Again,
They're
not a good
also
football team.
not great. We have such an easy schedule.
We should be like the fact that we beat the Panthers, whatever. But yeah, we should have beat the Bucks. We should have beat the Chargers. We could have beat the Chiefs. We could have beat the Eagles. And the Eagles are good. Like we
Yeah, we've
could beat
actually played well against
the
good
Eagles.
teams, but
Yeah.
we've lost. Like, yeah, we should have beat the Bucks. I mean, we did beat the Panthers, and then we have so many bad teams we're playing,
We're
and
playing we have
we're
the
1-4.
easiest schedule. That's crazy. The Bengals again, like they're supposed to be good, but I mean,
They obviously just went off this week.
if they played like they did last week, they're gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And then Lions, Packers, Lions. We're gonna lose the Lions probably both times.
Yeah, I don't think we beat the Lions.
It's interconference, so like anything can happen. That's typically how conference games go, unless you're like
But
outstanding.
we're usually much better than the Lions, and our games are always competitive.
Yeah, so
Like they usually split with us even when they sucked. So I doubt we wouldn't beat them now that they're good.
So doesn't look promising.
Even though the schedule looks promising, you look at that schedule and you should be like so happy.
You should think we're 14
But I
and
think
3.
that we aren't gonna win
No.
most of these games at this point.
Nope, we're not, and it's terrible. But I mean, yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. It's rough. It's rough life out here. Other NFL stuff. I mean, Jamar Chase went off. I have the worst fantasy football. I am the Vikings of fantasy football. In the only league I care about. So there's that. I'm literally planning for next year. That's what I'm doing. I don't know about you. You're good, I think, aren't you?
What?
Are you good? Fantasy football, what, like your team?
I'm all right. I don't know, dude. It's so hard to figure it out. I have too many leagues.
Same.
I really don't want to be in this many leagues. Like, I ended up winning in the one with Dad and Elijah, but I didn't have. I had 2 players out that were starting. I still beat Dad.
How did you score so much?
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, I had
Jamar
Jamar
Chase.
Chase, but
Yeah. That's rough. You had no kicker.
And Kittle. I had Kittle also who had 3 touchdowns.
His defense got him 22 and he lost. That sucks.
But guess what though? I would have won in our paid league.
Oh yeah. If
I was playing against Kittle. So I beat Dad, and because I beat Dad, I had Kittle. But because of that, I lost in the league that I wanted to win in. So he was like texting me, he's like, "You're gonna beat me," and I was like, "It's like, well, guess what? I didn't want to, so I wanted to lose to you."
yeah.
So basically, in that league, I had Debo and the Dallas defense and Tony Pollard, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and he had uh, George Kittle.
Yeah.
Every single time George Kittle scored 3 times, my defense lost points,
Yeah.
and Debo did nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and Tony Pollard did nothing. So I
Tony
lost.
Tony Pollard like really did nothing though.
That's because their offense did nothing. Because Dak Prescott decided that it'd be great to throw 3 completions to the defense.
Dude, he's so bad.
He's so bad. I don't know how he has a starting job. He is
Dude,
consistently awful.
they were 5-1 last year with Cooper Rush. Like, why is he not playing?
They have one of the best defenses in the league. Like, I mean, and
That shows how good the 49ers are too.
well, yeah, correct. They have such good. The Cowboys defense also has a couple injuries, but
True.
um, yeah, Dak Prescott is like probably one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league. I'd rather have Kirk Cousins than him.
Oh, easily.
If you stuck Dak on our team, I would be convinced that we would lose every single game we played.
He's such a bad
He's
quarterback.
not good.
He's
He's
so
not
bad.
a good quarterback.
He's really, really bad. Like really, really, really bad. Um so um
But
yeah.
it was a lovely start though yesterday to our game when we got the ball and on the first play we threw like a tight end dump pass.
And
He
got
broke a
20
tackle
yards.
and we got like 20 yards and he fumbled.
Did you see
First play of
Justin
the game.
Jefferson was I'm mad, dude.
I bet.
He was like, what? I mean, he was like upset. Because how do you dude?
How do you fumble as much as a team as us?
Like our tight, like it's not just our running backs. It's like or Kirk. It's like tight ends and
It's
receivers.
every single person.
It's just fumbling.
KJ Osborne's fumbling. TJ Hawkins is fumbling.
The other,
Oliver's fumbling.
yeah,
Alexander Madison's fumbling.
Kirk,
Justin Jefferson fumbled.
and the worst time in history. Yeah, so it's a hard knock life. So, but it is what it is, I guess. Oh, here's news that I forgot was a thing. They casted the Fantastic Four, like officially.
Wow, we've been talking about that for like 9 months.
But what I'm saying is like, once the actor strike is over, then they'll announce it.
Cool.
So fun.
It's gotta be close then, right?
You would think it's getting. I mean, they've had
You think that would
meetings.
be a you think that would be a hint at it being close if they're casting people?
Well, there's a couple of things like Guillermo del Toro is like, we start filming this thing in whatever X day, like in January, or and I'm like, dude, how?
Because they probably are reaching a deal at this point in time.
I hope so. That's what I hope because I am tired of delays. Um. All right. I think that's it for our pop culture stuff. We should blind rank some movies.
Yeah, let's do a couple.
Let's do a couple. Do five? Five, yeah. Blind rank five is what I mean.
Blind rank top 5, like rank 5 movies.
Rank five, yeah, yeah, five.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
In what sense?
Do you want to give me movies to rank first or do you want me to give you movies to rank
Um, I will give you movies first.
first? Okay.
All right, 5 movies.
5 movies. All right, here we go. This is
All
good.
right.
I'm so bad at this.
Your first one is, let's see, The Nice Guys.
Ooh. The Nice Guy. That's the Ryan Gosling one,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Hilarious movie. Very good. I'm gonna set the bar. I'm gonna put it at 3.
All right. Your next movie is Civil War.
Oh boy. Is it better than the Nice Guys? Is it better than the Nice Guys? I'm gonna say yes. I'll put Civil War at 2.
All right.
That could go back and forth, but like I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Your next movie is going to be Deadpool.
4. That's an easy 4 for me. But here's my dilemma: 1 and 5.
Yep.
um,
Your next movie you got is Moana.
I'm putting that at 1.
That sucks for you.
Oh,
Your last movie is La La Land.
that just saw. You just gave me some heaters.
That's 2016.
Oh, that was smart. You did it by year. That makes sense. Yeah, because
Indeed.
um I was gonna do it by year as well. But I feel like the Nice Guys is like not. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want more. Like if my actual list, it would literally probably be La La Land, Moana, Civil War, Nice Guys, Deadpool. It's just that last
Yeah.
one screwed me up. Which is
Yeah,
a
no,
bummer.
that's valid. Let's see.
Alrighty.
All right.
Your first movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Hmm. I'm gonna put that at 3.
Your next movie is Wonder Woman.
Uh, 5.
Really? Interesting.
I think so.
Your next movie is Thor Ragnarok.
2.
2. Your next movie is the Lego Batman movie.
Hmm. I'm gonna put it at 4, and that's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
I probably just gonna switch this and whatever I'm getting next.
Um, and your final movie is the Justice League. So just the 2017 Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah,
L.
I did 2017 comic book movies.
I knew once you did Wonder
Wonder.
Woman that there were gonna be comic book movies, but
Yeah. So what's your ranking?
Wonder Woman, the Lego Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Ragnarok, and Justice League. Which I probably would have shifted everything up 1 and moved Justice League to 5.
So Ragnarok.
So Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, like not my actual ranking, but like in terms of like
In terms
what
of
I would have
this,
been
yeah.
happy with.
Right, right, right. No, that makes sense.
Obviously I'd put Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as number 1, but
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right, let me back down here really.
Did you say volume 3? I said volume 2.
Oh, I thought you said Volume 3.
Oh,
Doesn't really matter. I
yeah.
liked it.
It's
I
good.
would not put it at first though.
Yeah.
Um. All right, let me write down your movies.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, actually, I found a category.
Mm. For those listening, we're deciding movies to talk about. Just complete silence.
All right, I'm good.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna start you off with Kung Fu Panda 2.
I don't remember it as well. I know it's good. So this is just gonna be probably people will not like this, but I'm gonna put it at 3.
All right. Your next one is Paddington.
Ooh. Paddington 2 is clearly better, so I'm gonna put this at 4.
Your next movie is The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog.
Uh which is that the
second one.
second one? I don't remember what I rated it. I don't remember. They blend together.
This is this is the one when they get to the mountain.
I think that's the best one.
I would probably say the first one's the best one.
Okay. But it's definitely not the third one. The Battle of Five Armies is like the worst one, right?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now you've screwed me here because I don't think it's better than Kung Fu Panda 2, but it's definitely better than Paddington. So I'll put it of.
I would agree with that.
I'll put
Not
it.
better than Paddington 2.
I'll put it. Paddington 2 or Paddington.
Not better than Paddington 2, but better than Paddington.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's not better than Kung Fu Panda 2. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Destination of Smog's at 2. I always do this. I screw myself every single time.
This one was a hard one, I'm not gonna lie, but your next movie is Over the Hedge.
5. I don't care.
And your number 1 is going to be Open Season.
W.
Your category was movies with bears.
There's a bear in Destination of Smog.
Yeah, the one shapeshifter.
Oh, yeah.
The house they go to. Yeah.
Movies with bears. That's hilarious.
Over the Hedge has the bear that he steals the food from. He has to get it back.
We'll do one more after I do this. We'll do them probably one more. Maybe we'll try to do 10. All right. Your first movie is Incredibles 2.
5.
Okay. Your second movie is Hotel Transylvania.
3.
Your third movie is Big Hero 6.
2.
Your fourth movie is The Good Dinosaur.
Okay, 4.
And your number one movie, I actually don't know how you did this so well. I'm actually kind of mad because I tried to structure it so you'd screw you, but you ended up doing it well, is Tangled.
Oh, nice.
It's literally like a perfect list.
Yeah, number 1,
I
Tangled. Number 2, Big Hero 6. Number 3, Hotel Transylvania. Number 4, The Good Dinosaur. And number 5, Incredibles 2, which is how I would rank these movies probably.
think that Good Dinosaur's worse than
I think they're equally as bad.
Good Dinosaur's like really
So is Incredibles 2.
bad. All right, we'll do one more. Do you want to do 10? Just for kicks and giggles.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I gotta.
Yeah, I
I
gotta find this stuff again.
Um. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Play along. Where would you rank these movies? Okay, here's one I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. Actually,
All right,
I don't know.
let
Oh
me
yeah, this is
build my list out now.
this is what I'm doing.
We got 10, right?
Yeah. I'm cooking right now.
You're cooking right now.
I'm cooking right now.
All right, how many? I might have to do yours with not 10.
What do you mean?
I don't have enough movies.
How many do you have right now?
Right now I have 6,
Okay.
and one of them you haven't even seen.
Great. Okay, in that case.
Like I could add another one you haven't seen, but I haven't even seen it.
Do it. Add it.
All right,
I have 10 as well.
I'm gonna bring it to 7.
Lucky number 7.
All right, I can go off this. I think. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Okay.
7. All right, let's do this.
Yep. All right. Your first movie you got is The Menu.
Ooh. I'm gonna put it at 3. I got a 4.5. One of my favorite. I guess it's technically a horror movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies because I'm a wimp. But it's
That's
true.
pretty funny.
Dude, the horror movies that are my favorite are like not the most scary movies in the world comparatively to other things. Like I've seen some, but like, yeah.
No, I get that. Your next one's The Shining.
Oh, are these horror movies? You're mean. I'm putting Shining at 1. The best horror movie ever, in my opinion.
All right. Your next movie is Jurassic Park.
Oh shoot. Oh, this is. I'll put that at 2.
All right.
I've screwed myself.
Your first of the movies you haven't seen is Burnt.
I have no context. I'm gonna look it up. Is that okay?
It is, yeah.
Is it Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
Not a horror movie. The
No.
first 3 were like thriller horror type movies and Burnt.
Burnt.
I have no context for it, so I'll put it at 6.
All right.
And based on what people say, they don't like it.
All right. Your next movie is Rat Patootie. It's Ratatouille.
Oh, frick you. 4.
Your next
What is
movie
is there a
you have
connection
not-
between all these?
Your next movie you haven't seen is Goodfellas.
Oh shit. 5.
And
But
your last
can-
movie is Chef.
They all cooking or something like that?
Your connection is movies with crucial scenes in an industrial kitchen.
The Shining. Yeah.
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
What's the Oh, is it the
The Raptor?
the raptor that's in the kitchen? That's right. That's so That's funny. This is a terrible list, but at 1 I got Shining, 2 Jurassic Park, 3 The Menu, 4 Ratatouille, 5 Goodfellas, 6 Burnt, and 7 Chef.
It's really not that bad of a ranking.
It's not terrible. Chef's better than Burnt, but it's not better than any of the other ones.
No.
The Menu's
You're
not.
only at movies really moving around just a little bit.
The Menu's not better than Ratatouille, but Jurassic Park and Shining are both better than Ratatouille. Maybe. I don't know. They're probably better in my opinion. So, but I haven't seen Goodfellas, so I don't have context for that. So at 5,
Yeah, I mean it'd be probably higher than The Menu.
Probably be 2 or 1.
It's probably better than Ratatouille also, but
Probably.
it'd probably be somewhere around 3-2.
All right.
3-2-1. That area.
I can't even read what that's. I wrote this down. I can't read it.
Timeline.
Oh my gosh, what was it? I just. Oh, okay. All right. Your first movie is 2018's Illumination: The Grinch.
Okay. Jim Carrey movies. Well, Jim Carrey related movies. I'm gonna put it at. I don't got faith in you. I'm gonna put it at. What is that? 5. I'm gonna put it at 5.
Okay. Your second movie is Arthur's Christmas.
Okay, so there.
It's not. I can't hide. I can't like do
They're
it.
Christmas movies. They might be animated Christmas movies. Arthur's Christmas I think is better than The Grinch. I'm gonna put it at 4.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Probably 3.
Okay. Your next movie is I wrote this down. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
I didn't watch it, so
Really?
yeah.
It's like 50 minutes long.
Not
We
interested.
talked about it on the podcast, I thought.
You talked about it.
Oh, I thought I did.
Yeah.
I thought we both did. Oh, well, okay.
I'm gonna put it at a 7.
All right. Violent Night.
I didn't watch that either, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
put it
know.
at 6.
I know. All right.
All right, let's see.
White Christmas.
I'm gonna put it at 2.
Okay. Your next movie is Good Luck Charlie. It's Christmas.
W.
Okay.
That's probably the most watched movie on this list.
Really?
Realistically, that and White Christmas, which are my 1 and 2. So
You put it at 1?
that's all I had left.
I thought we were doing 10.
Oh, are you doing 10?
I had 10.
Oh, I thought you said
You can
7.
change. Oh, you can change that. By the way, you can change your last 2 if you want, and the ones you haven't seen if you feel like it.
Okay,
But
well, I'm gonna put uh, here. I'm gonna change just a couple. I'm gonna put
oh, it looks like he wants to kill somebody.
I'll put Good Luck Charlie's at what is that? 6, and then I move Violent Night and Guardians of the Galaxy down 1. So
So
they're at
8 and 9,
7,
or
7
7
and
and
8.
8.
Right?
Okay. So you have, what spots do you have left?
I have 10, 9, and 1.
10, 9, and 1. All right. Your number, goodness. Whatever, I don't know. Your next movie is It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, I think I'm screwed no matter what. I'm gonna put it at 1 though.
Your next movie is Home Alone 4.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put that last.
And you're right, you did screw yourself.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna be Klaus.
It is Klaus. I saved it for last. And to be fair, you were doing well with knowing.
I thought that Good Luck Charlie was. I thought that was the last one, which I thought was gonna be Klaus. That's why I put White Christmas at 2.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry. You did good still.
No.
Still did good.
I think I did all right.
Yeah, for circumstances. But no, not bad. Not bad. I'm excited for Christmas season. I'm gonna do a whole 25 days of Christmas, like watch a movie a day. That's the goal. I want to try to. But all right. Moving on. We could talk. We should wait to talk about this one because I watched it as well and I forgot to put it in there.
Yeah.
So you watched one movie besides 3 other things that we both watched.
Yep.
How was it?
It was good. I enjoyed it. Pretty funny.
Fever Dream.
Yeah.
Like
It's pretty hilarious.
It was pretty funny.
The
cast is crazy.
Cast is crazy.
Because you're like,
good cast.
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
Why is James Franco, right? It's James Franco that him Franco. And Mila Kunis randomly turn up.
Yep, and Mark Wahlberg's an integral part.
Yeah. So funny.
It's just funny. Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
It's date night for context.
Yeah, date night. With Steve Carell.
And Julianne Moore? No, not her.
I can't even remember who the girl is anymore. I can't even picture her. Who was in the movie?
It's Tina Fey.
Oh yeah, duh. I remember that now.
And Will.i.am is in the movie. Nick
for some reason.
Nick Kroll, Bill Burr, Gal Gadot, John Bernthal. Who else? Dude, so many people in this movie.
So many.
Mark Ruffalo. Why does that dude show up in every single 2000s rom-com? It pisses me off. Common, JB Smoove. Yeah, yep. Crazy cast.
Yeah,
so
there. I mean, too many people. To be honest.
It's a funny movie though.
Actually, looking at this is an insane amount of people. How the heck is this many people in it? I didn't even notice it. All these people when I was watching it. I mean,
really?
Yeah, Nick Kroll,
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn, Gal Gadot, John Bernthal, like we said, James Franco, Mila Kunis, Bill Burr. I didn't know Bill Burr was in it.
Yeah.
Didn't remember seeing him.
Ray Liotta's in
Kristen
it.
Wiig, J.B. Smoove, singing William Fichtner, Common, Jimmy Simpson. Like literally every single person's a name.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Isn't that crazy? That's why I said, like, when I reviewed it, I literally think my review is like, this was a fever dream with this cast. Like, it's just
Yeah.
something that you, like, I don't even know. It was just, yeah, it was crazy. But, yeah, funny movie for sure. You know what's not a funny movie? Love is in the Air. Don't know why I watched it.
I don't know either.
It is bad. Like, really bad. It was like a Hallmark movie that Netflix made, so it's got no charm. Because at least Hallmark movies have like some sort of redeeming quality, I guess. But you know that going into it. I should have known. This movie sucked. It was really bad. It was like about airplanes and like some airport, and big city guys coming to shut down the airport. Oh, falls in love with the girl. Dad, we can't shut down the airport. I knew you were a disappointment. It was so bad.
I'm not disappointment. I'm just in love.
There's a hurricane. We can't shut it down. What?
What?
There's like randomly like a tsunami. It was weird. It's so bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't remember how it ends. I think I turned it off. I don't know. It sucked. Fair Play. That's a movie we almost watched. You almost watched. I think it's definitely worth the watch. You would like it. It's got a similar vibes to Gone Girl, and I say vibes on purpose. It's a psychological thriller set in like the finance world where these two couple, they're together, they're engaged, and they both work at the same financial analyst, stock analyst, I don't know, something like that. They work the same thing, and he's supposed to get this job they opened up, and his girlfriend or his fiance gets it, and it's a psychological thriller about their relationship, kind of, and how it like implodes, and it's really interesting and very like Alden Ehrenreich, the guy in Oppenheimer that's like with Robert Downey Jr. a lot. He's Han Solo. He's the lead. It was really good. Really liked it. Kind of crazy. Like it doesn't do anything like new, I guess, but it was a sick movie. It was really good.
Cool.
I watched Uptown Girls. This is one of Kayla's favorite movies, and that's the only reason I watched it. And I don't remember much about it. It's like with who is in it? It's what's her name? Brittany Murphy and Dakota Fanning. It's like
interesting.
It's like a kind of like a teen like chick flick kind of like coming of age type thing. Like it's it's nothing like spectacular. It wasn't bad. I think I rated it like 3 stars. Yeah, 3 stars. So, not bad. I watched Steel Magnolias, one of Mom's favorites. You should watch this. And I will tell you what Mom neglected to tell me. It is so sad.
I knew that already.
Huh?
I already knew it was sad.
You did?
Yeah.
See, I didn't. So you can be my, I'm making a burger, watching it in the living room, having a good time. Because the first half, it's a chick flick. It's all these. I mean, the cast is awesome. All these, awesome women. It's funny. It's got these quotable lines. There's a lot. It was funny. I always say this because I laughed really hard, but I don't remember who said it. It was one of the guys. She's like, I'm at the end of my rope, and then the dad goes, well, then tie it into a noose. Or something along those lines, which I'm not like saying that, like, obviously suicide's very sad, but I laughed really, really hard, and this was also the 80s that this movie came out.
Yeah, when comedy was
Comedy's
good.
different. Funny movie, okay, but it's got some serious things kind of here and there, and I was like, oh, and then the daughter dies, and I'm sitting in here. I had just moved in here, and I'm like getting into it. I'm like watching it, and I just bawled. Like, she died, and it was like sad, and I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like about to cry. And then there's a scene where Sally Fields, if you know, she's Aunt May and Tasm. She breaks down, and there's this whole scene at the graveyard, and I'm sobbing. It was so sad. I texted Mom. I was like, dude, what the heck? Why didn't you warn me? She's like, oh yeah, it's a fun chick flick. I was heartbroken. I was so, like, I was not ready at all.
Yep.
I was not ready. All that to be said, so good. Like, I loved it. It was like really, really good. Watched Deathly Hallows Part 1 with Jenna. Better than the first time I watched it. I liked it a lot more. I watched Star Trek Wrath of Khan. This is my hot take. Ready for this hot take? It's better than A New Hope. I think it is between like Star Wars, Star Trek, I think it's the second best thing in between all of those movies. I think that Empire and then Wrath of Khan. Like, it was good. Like, it was awesome. The ending, I think, is spectacular. It's pretty dialogue driven because it's it's a long time ago. Like, the special effects are not, anything. But the acting's great. Like, I loved it. I was like, Dad, dang, you got taste. And then the next day I watched A Few Good Men. Which, have you seen that?
No, because it wasn't on anything.
Yeah, I watched it on a site. So good. Tom Cruise's best performance ever. Clearly, I mean, he's great as Maverick, but this is his best performance. It's like this courtroom drama. I mean, him and Jack Nicholson are going at it. Like, you can't handle the truth. Like, that's that. And it's like as powerful as it, as you think it is. Like, the ending is like excellent. Both of these movies, Star Trek and A Few Good Men. I told Dad yesterday, I was like, both of them 5 out of 5 for me. Like, so good. So,
yeah.
Highly recommend both. Star Trek's on Paramount. You could watch that, and you don't really need context for it. Just understand kind of lore in general of Star Trek, and then, and then A Few Good Men. I mean, maybe you could convince Dad to rent it with you or something like that. It's so good. I loved it. So that's what I watched, and then I watched one more thing, or 3 things.
Well, a few more things. But...
A few more things. Should we talk about the comedy?
Yeah.
I get a text. I'll set the stage. I get a text last week. Sometime. When was it? Oh yes. Oh yeah. We also watched. I texted you about the Speed video, the Speed Sidemen video.
Oh gosh.
Which was
the funniest thing ever.
I laughed so hard. And then you texted me and you're like, I'm gonna watch it later. He's like, I rewatched Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is comedic gold. And I was like, I need to rewatch, because I had it like 3.5 stars. He goes 4.5 minimum, peak comedy style. And then then I was like, I have a 3.5. I need to rewatch. He's like, yes, you do. And then you just said, 'tis but a scratch, a flesh wound, and then both gifs. And then I said, turning it on. And then later I said, African or European swallow. And that was our conversation. Like, that was it. That was the conversation. So what made you turn it on?
Justin Herbert.
I saw
He quoted it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that from? I know what that's from. And then I was like, then they played the clip, and I was like, oh my gosh, I saw this at some point. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? And it's like Monty Python.
I
And
watched
I
it in
was
high
like,
school.
yeah, I watched it like in middle school or high school or something,
Like
like
at
at a friend's house at a sleepover.
a party type thing where everyone's hanging out, no one's really watching it, but it was like on, you know.
I mean, I can pretty much guarantee I watched this like in Carson's, or like in Carson's basement, or in uh, Caden Wengler's
I'm
theater
pretty
room,
sure I watched that at
or
Louie
in
and
the
Clote's house.
yeah, or in the shop, somewhere like that, probably at like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Probably thought it was
So
the funniest thing in the world at the time, but you forgot about it.
I completely forgot about it, and uh, so I literally turned it straight on. Yeah, it's probably like one of the funniest things ever.
It's so.
The
It
comedy
was.
style is hilarious. I mean, it right off the bat, it starts out they're galloping on
Oh my.
foot
And
with
then.
coconut. They have the coconuts going together to make horse noises, like they're galloping on a horse, but they're just standing there going like this,
Mm-hmm.
walking,
It's so good.
and that's how they go everywhere throughout the whole movie. And then, yeah, they get to the castle or whatever, and they're talking about the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's how it starts out. And then the first 15 minutes is also the scratch.
Dude, I laughed
He
so.
fights this knight. And he's like, you are a worthy opponent. You fight well. Join me. He's like, you shall not pass. And he's like, I have to pass. I'm sorry, but I have to go fast. And they start fighting. And he cuts off his arm. And
It's like,
he's
tis.
like, I have defeated you. Oh, excellent foe. Oh, worthy opponent. And he's like, no, 'tis but a scratch. And he keeps fighting him. And he cuts off his other arm. And he goes, okay, now I have beat you, worthy opponent. And he goes, nah, 'tis but a flesh wound. He starts kicking him. He cuts off another leg. He cuts off one leg.
Yeah, he's
He keeps
hopping.
going. He's hopping, hitting him with his head.
Yeah,
And then
he's doing that.
and then he like bit him or something like
Yeah, I
that.
did something like that.
And then he cut off his last leg. And he's just sitting there on his nubs with no limbs. And he's like, okay, I have won. He's like, call it a draw.
It's
And then he
so
walks past him and he goes, ah, yes, flee from the battlefield.
it's so good. It's so funny,
Oh my
dude.
gosh.
It's written by Michael Scott. That's who it's written by. But
Oh man.
it works so well because it's meant to be that. Or dude,
Mm-hmm.
the Bridge of Death scene when he's asking him, like, you have to get the correct question, right? I don't remember exact perfectly, but he's like, he asks him about the swallow, right? And then he's like,
Mm-hmm.
African or European? And then he's like, I don't know. And he's like, oh no. And then he just dies. It's so funny.
It was pretty hilarious. And then he's like, oh, what was it? Let me I think it was in one of the reviews. It was like one of my favorite lines of the whole thing. Favorite moments. It was. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. When he goes and he's like, I don't want to watch you no more. You empty-headed animal food. Trough wiper. I fart in your general direction.
I fart in your general direction.
Like
Uh,
imagine saying that, dude.
I
I
know.
fart in your general direction.
Imagine you're like writing this, right? With like there's two guys that directed this and I think wrote it, and you're like, how's this sound? Like, how about he says this? It's like,
I know.
uh, when did the movie come out? Came out in like,
A while ago, 75,
yeah,
something like that.
70. You said 75. A
Yeah, 75.
long time ago.
So long ago. Such a good comedy though. And then the Trojan rabbit scene where they make the whole rabbit. They go out and they're like he's talking through their plan, and then they take the thing in, and he's like, okay, now what? It's like, well, once it gets dark, he's like, and he names off the three people. He's like, you, and me, hop out of the rabbit and ambush attack them. And he's like, they just sit there in silence for like 3 minutes straight, like looking at each other
Mm-hmm.
because the thing's already inside, and then it gets catapulted out of the walls of the castle at them. This
Yeah.
giant rabbit, and then they flee, and one dude gets like crushed by it, and then he goes, "What do you say? So if we make a giant wooden badger," he like
He just
he kept
it's
going. He's like on to the next plan.
oh, it's so good, dude. It's so funny. It's literally so funny.
Highly recommend. Probably one of my favorite comedies ever.
It instantly it hit the the favorites list. It's probably top 150. I know it sounds like it's like nothing, but like that's like if you're in my top 250 movies, like I love these movies. So it's like I love it. It's so good. It's
It's probably top five
comedy.
comedy,
Oh,
honestly,
easily.
for me.
Hot Rod has more sentimental value, but I laugh just as hard.
Oh, me too. Yeah, for me,
Uh,
it's. I mean, it's
Napoleon Dynamite's yours.
Napoleon Dynamite, Hot Rod, this, the Nice Guys,
Dude, the crazy stupid love.
Crazy Stupid Love. Well, I mean, but that's more has a lot more value than pure comedy.
No, 100%. But that scene alone, I will never laugh harder any movie than I laugh with the whole backyard scene, like in Crazy Stupid. Like it is just like it is
It's funny.
I turn it on YouTube weekly. Like if I need a laugh, I turn on that movie.
Yeah, that's facts.
The satisfaction of that is oh, it's raining. What the heck? I think I'm coming to Utah. Anyway,
It's raining, huh? Not raining here.
Yeah, it's raining. It's 60 degrees and rainy.
But then I added immediately after I added. You also added it. Life of Brian
Yeah, I did add
to
that.
the watch list. It's
That's
the
like
same one of the directors.
it's like really highly rated.
Yeah, it's like 4.0,
Yeah.
and it's a comedy. the the first review is biggest dickus was a gay icon. I already want to watch it.
Right. Well, the subtitle is he wasn't the Messiah. He was a very naughty boy. Like, what does that even mean? And it's got the same people in it. Like the same lead actor. But yeah, so I want to watch it at some point. But we'll see.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, some of these. I'll have to watch it. Dude, I gotta make a list of like I'm driving for like 16 hours this week.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna, dude. The next time we come back, and do like a real podcast where we like talk about things we watched, it's gonna be like 50 movies because of the drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monty Python's great. It's just pure comedy.
So good.
This review says me and my friends when we found a stick in the woods.
Completely accurate.
Yeah.
No, it's actually completely accurate. That is literally what the movie is. The movie is someone's loose recollection of when they were kids and they picked up a stick in the woods.
And that's what they did. Yeah.
They just made a movie about that faint memory.
Yeah, that some kids make Bridge to Terabithia. We did Monty Python.
Yeah.
Because that's how it would. That's like exactly like I cut off your arm. Like in pretend world, you're like, your arm's gone, and you're like, tis but a scratch. Like that's something you would say.
I'm fine. You just go. Doesn't matter.
Like you have no arms. Like caught a draw. We tied. We tied. We clearly tied. Yeah, that's something a child would say. It's funny. Let's get into Loki. So obviously we had Guardians. There was the last, great MCU project. Before that we had some stinkers as well. But because Secret Invasion came out, you didn't watch it. It was horrible. But we are watching Loki because I think it's both of our favorite show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Episode 1 came out. What'd you think?
I mean, I don't think there's not like a ton
Yeah, it's not like a
To go
lot.
on, it's a first episode, so like substance wise, I mean, there wasn't that much. They did make it pretty interesting for a first episode. Um,
Yeah,
but obviously, like the interesting substance parts are not gonna really be this early on. Is the best looking MCU project.
in a while for sure.
Like the actual visuals, they have like camera panning.
Oh,
The
I see what you're saying.
like cinematography was actually top tier. It
Yeah,
looked visually stunning.
the color kind of palette I really like. It reminds me of like Wes Anderson, and it's just in the TVA. It does like that.
And the camera pans.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
really good. And like uh, the CGI is really good. Like really good, especially with like the body horror stuff of Loki when he's like transported.
Yeah, no, the CGI is definitely good, which it needed to be because it's like such a focal point. But
Yeah. Obviously when they were out in like the timeline, that was like not amazing, but it was still good.
mhm.
CGI. But yeah, I mean there's just a lot of interesting things going on. Kang is more menacing now. Like realizing how crappy Quantumania is, like 45 minutes. Like Loki season 1 episode 6, Kang's menacing. He's scary, right? There's a weight to him. Quantum Mania he was like powerful, he was cool, whatever. But he was like, whatever. And then now it's like in 45 minutes, like Tom Hiddleston is just like this guy is gonna kill everybody. And
Well,
when
yeah,
he like the
he's like we screwed up. We thought we were freed the timeline, but all we did was create new variants of this monster.
yeah,
It's like they're all gonna come now. They're gonna all come for us.
yeah. And it's scary. Like obviously
Well, yeah,
not
it made this
literally
like
scary, but
it created this like hive mind
mm-hmm,
like trait, like this hive mind characteristic for Kang.
mm-hmm,
It made like every Kang into like one person. Like he's like beyond the timeline type deal. Like
mm-hmm.
where he is like this like there might be multiple variants of him, but it's like they're all Kang, the Conqueror.
Yeah, it's like this. It's almost like a Nexus being, kind of like Wanda, how she's like one of one, but Kang's not one of one, but he operates one of one.
Yeah, well it's like when people talk about the variants, the variants end up doing like different things. So like if you have a variant in a different timeline, they could be like a completely different person. Like be you,
Mm-hmm.
but like completely different. But it's like every single Kang to ever exist is always gonna be the Conqueror.
Yeah, and because you see that in like the Quantum Media post credit scene, right, or
Yeah.
the mid credit scene, you see the Council of Kangs, the
Mhm.
Dynasty, and then the three main ones that are like the most powerful ones,
Exactly.
besides the one that they killed.
And yeah, it made it is an even better version of of I'm inevitable. Like it was like actually I'm inevitable.
He holds so much more weight than Thanos already.
Well, it was like because Thanos goes, he's like I'm inevitable, and it was like hard. It was like wow, that's hard because he's
Mm-hmm.
not the actual Thanos that had did it yet. He just knew that he would succeed, and so he's like, no matter what, I'm gonna succeed. But then he lost, and so it was like you're not inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
But Kang is inevitable. He's
Yeah.
either the keeper of all time
Mm-hmm.
or a bunch of variations of a conqueror that will just take over every single timeline.
Yeah.
It's
It
pretty nuts.
it is pretty crazy. Kihei Kwan's hiding something.
Yeah.
He's got to be. He can't just be, this bubbly good guy. I feel like I don't know. Maybe he is because that's just his actual personality. That they wouldn't make him like a villain. But
Yeah. I don't know.
who's
That part
calling?
was that part was super interesting also.
What? Which part?
His parts. Talking the whole like when he went back in time and he was like remember things as things happened.
Mm-hmm.
As the conversation went on, he's like,
That was
"Oh,
cool.
actually,
I
I
do
do have one."
remember. And so he just picks up this gigantic thing. That was interesting. I found that to be really good. But Sylvie, why did she, like I want to know why she says like, "Oh, finally, like I finally found you." Like how did she, like
I know.
Because then he clearly prunes himself. And how did she know that that was gonna happen? Like, oh, Dad's outside, or oh, it's Elijah
Yeah, it was Elijah. I saw him.
with his backpack.
Yeah,
Why is he in the back?
he's doing animal searching or something. Looking for clues of animals.
Oh, he's much out of school. That makes sense.
Yeah,
And then
he's
the
been out of school
phone.
for a while.
The phone.
Yeah,
Who's calling?
don't know.
Like you just don't know it. Like, oh, it's really good. Like it's refreshing. Like Loki's so back. It's so good. I love it.
He's really good.
But
We didn't. We have talk about Ahsoka also.
I haven't watched the last episode yet.
You didn't watch the last episode of Ahsoka?
Not yet, no.
That's weird.
I've been trying to watch other people's movies, so
Yeah.
I have no excuse. Like it's only 50 minutes, so I should watch it. But I'll watch it by next time. Or we could do a full Ahsoka breakdown on one of the episodes.
Yeah, we could.
On like Wednesday. I could watch it by Wednesday.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that. Ahsoka thoughts coming soon. All right, this movie you picked. How'd you
Very
hear
happy
about
I
it?
did. I mean, I just knew about it. I don't know. I saw it's been on Prime for a while.
Okay.
I just knew about it. I knew it's pretty good. It's Paterson.
Yeah.
Adam Driver.
You want me to give a rundown?
I can give a rundown.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's the other Marriage Story.
It is the like.
So we can call this one the marriage story and the other one the divorce story.
Yeah, this one like this. It's not like sad.
No, it's not sad at all.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing sad about this movie.
I was waiting for them to like something tragic to happen, like the whole movie.
Well, I knew what was supposed to be tragic.
Well, yeah.
That happened, and I knew that was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
That was literally my only issue with the movie. And
Is
it's like that's pretty nitpicky. Instead, it was like they were very clearly foreshadowing like that happening. Like she kept constantly telling him to make copies. And things.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, obviously. And then he was looking at the dog looked at him, and then he had this journal on the couch, and I was like, this is very obviously gonna happen.
And it's dumb that it's the dog.
Yeah.
Like this is what score wise it holds it back from being like 5 stars personally because of dumb, like why does the dog play such a big role in this movie? Like
it was just random. And
dude, I'd be like almost zoning out, but like I was paying attention to the whole movie. But the dog would growl and it'd be so unnecessarily loud that I'd be like this. And I'm like, oh gee, like it would scare me because it was so. I was like, chill out.
Had this subtle beef.
Yeah, the dog just wasn't.
It didn't need to be an integral part.
No, there was a lot. Like, I really liked it. For one, there was too much. For how simple of a movie it was, they added too many things.
They did add a lot of things.
Like, I didn't care about his friend.
Like, which one?
The simp. I don't know.
Oh, I don't even think they're friends.
Well, that guy.
They know each other. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think. Yeah. Again, he was not like he didn't. It didn't need to be a part of it, but
yeah.
The whole point of the movie was to be mundane life.
Yeah.
100%. So like it was kind of necessary to like have these, but he didn't need to like pull out a fake gun.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was weird. And it was like right before that, he was like, "Are you okay? Is he gonna do something crazy?" And then she was like, "Everything he does is crazy, if you ask me." And then he pulls out this gun, like 2 minutes later, and it was like, okay, like did you really have to like obviously foreshadow something?
Right, of course.
But I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
Um,
I did too.
yeah, there's a lot of things that were like whatever, but
Hmm.
a lot of it was pretty beautiful.
The
Um,
mundane aspect was like really well done. Like
it
really,
was,
really well done. It
I mean, it was all about being content being a normal person.
yeah.
Just being like a normal human being that
Just
wakes up every day, has a schedule, like does things they want to do, and finding time to be expressive and creative and
and also love and support your wife and like
exactly.
work a normal job. Just a bus
Yep,
driver.
just a
But
bus
they
driver.
did such a good job on like
He's Adam bus driver.
Did you see that? Or did you make that up?
So one of the reviews
Okay.
is Adam bus driver.
Because I was gonna say that's clever. But no, they did such a good job of like when he was driving, they'd cut to like conversations happening of like people on a bus, which is like a very real thing. And sometimes it's stupid, sometimes they're very real conversations, you know? Um,
Correct. No, and people definitely there's a lot of reviews people are talking about like they need to rewatch like they're gonna rewatch it and like take notes. There's a lot of subtleties and things
yeah.
that don't ever get explanation that very clearly have purpose and reason, like that were intentionally done. Like the fact that obviously she said that she had a dream that they had twins, but then twins were like an integral part of the movie. And it's like why? They intentionally like, the one dude at the bar that he knew, and he was like, "This is my brother. It's his twin." And then the chick with the poems that read the poem to him, she goes, "There's my sister. We're twins, by the way."
Yeah.
And it
Well,
was like,
that poem, that like whole waterfall thing was brilliant. It's
it's
like,
an actual poem.
yeah, it's like some call it rain or whatnot.
Yeah,
Others just call it rain. Yeah. So good.
yeah. No, it
Um,
was that was fire. The ending was fire.
and the whole
Um,
like, would you rather be a fish or whatever?
well, yeah, that was really good. But the whole scene with the dude
Oh,
from
that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was great.
Japan or whatever, and then he was like talking about it. He was reading William Carlos Williams' uh, book or whatever titled Paterson,
Mm-hmm.
and then talking to him about poetry, and it's like this dude's favorite poet, and blah blah blah, and then he's
Mm-hmm.
like uh, gives him the empty uh, journal, notepad, whatever, the
Oh,
empty
what
book,
does he? What does he say? I
and then he
remember.
turns around, he says, "Hey you," he goes, "Aha."
Oh, no, because he says something about the blank pages of a journal, though,
Oh well, yeah, he says like the blank pages of a journal are often like some,
of the most inspired. You know, some. It
yeah, they're
was.
like something of the most inspiring.
Yeah, that was really good.
That whole scene was extremely good. But then when he like was walking away and he like turned around and he's like, "Hey, stranger," or something. He said something like that. Got his attention. He goes, "Aha," and walks away because he'd
What?
said it earlier
Oh.
in the conversation. He was like, they were talking about something. He goes, "Aha," and then they
Hmm.
talked about how he said that, and then
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
very
yeah.
end he goes, "Aha."
Yeah. It was. I love the. I mean, very. I mean, beautifully shot. Like it's
Hmm.
nothing like. It's nothing spectacular in the sense of like it's not Mad Max Fury Road or it's not like this grand cinematography. It's not the Batman, but like in terms of like the subtlety of the cinematography and the shots, I thought were like super good.
Oh, they're
Um,
really good shots.
like Driveways, for instance.
Yeah.
Like Driveways is just mesmerizing to look at. And this reminds me a lot of that, although I think Driveways is better
Oh
by
yeah.
a lot. I would say that's makes it sound like this movie's bad, but I think Driveways is I think the most underrated movie of all time. So,
I think that's yeah. It's fair.
um, but like just the whole subtlety to all of it was just so good.
Oh, for
And
sure.
when he'd write a poem and he'd read it and it'd come up on the screen,
As he's writing it, yeah.
it just makes me want to write.
Hmm.
Like just not poetry because I'm not like amazing at writing poetry, but like write down my thoughts more. Like I have these journals, you know, and I write things down, but it's much less of like my thoughts or like prayers than it is like
Yeah, I definitely write down a lot of stuff now.
what do you write it down in?
Notebook, not
Oh,
notebook, like notepad, like an Amazon notepad thing, or my notes on my phone.
yeah. I try not to do my phone. I do it a lot, but I try not to.
Like a bunch of
Oh, those. Makes
that,
sense.
and then I mean I have a bunch more over on this side.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, pleasantly surprised to say the least. The guy who wrote it, has he made any? Like the other things that he's made are like not even in the realm of
No, mostly like horror stuff.
horror stuff.
Right?
I guess there's a drama romance. There's The Dead That Don't Die. Adam Driver, Bill Murray. But it's a comedy. Like it's just, I don't know. I was hoping I was hoping that I'd look at his filmography and be like, oh, I will wonder if it's another guy that makes these just contemplative,
Good movies.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
No, not really.
I mean, not that I wouldn't watch his other movies, but
I mean, he's got some high-rated movies though.
he does. He does have some high ratings.
They're older though. This is his most like recent. Everything else is like 80s, 90s.
Well, he had something coming out in 2019, but
Yeah, but in terms of popular, like he has a 4.0.
oh, he does.
Yeah, Down by Law,
Oh, interesting.
and
96.
actually he has 4. Night on Earth, 4.0 also, with Winona Ryder and
Ghost Dog.
Giancarlo Esposito,
Oh, legend.
1991, and it's 4.0. 5 taxis, 5 cities, one night. It's an anthology of 5 different cab drivers in 5 American and European cities and their remarkable fares on the same eventful night.
Oh, that looks interesting.
And then Mystery Train 4.0.
Uh-huh.
In Memphis, Tennessee, over the course of a single night, the Arcade Hotel, run by an eccentric night clerk and a clueless bellboy, is visited by a young Japanese couple traveling in search of the roots of rock. An Italian woman in mourning who stumbles upon a fleeing Charlton girl, and a comical trio of accidental thieves looking for a place to hide.
That's interesting.
So it takes place in a hotel, I guess.
Yeah. They're like towing a car out there. Just better not be my car. That's all I care about. Sounds interesting though.
But yeah, so does this one, and these are so different movies. This one's a samurai type movie. It's called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai, 4.0 also, and it's about an African American mafia hitman who models himself after the samurai of old, finds himself targeted for death by the mob. Like, what the heck?
Or this one, Coffees and Cigarettes. Coffees and Cigarettes is a collection of 11 films from cult director Jim Jarmusch. Each film hosts star-studded cast of extremely unique individuals who all share common activities of conversing while drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. Like, that sounds so interesting.
Yeah, they're like little shorts.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
So interesting.
He's such an interesting director.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch his movies. I'm gonna add them to my watch list, honestly.
Yeah, I added a couple of them.
Well, you hear that?
No.
The dogs like just went at it or something.
That's funny.
Mom was yelling.
I didn't hear it.
And they were growling at each other.
Because you haven't heard. Have you heard the beeping the last half hour?
No.
Yeah. So, Mike's doing a good job picking up what's. Pug looks like he's about to plot world domination right now. He's staring at the window, like. Or it looks like his heart was just broken, playing Marvin's Room in his head. Oh, Drake dropped.
I listened to it.
He's bad, man.
It's not great.
It's so.
There's a couple. There's like 2 good songs.
Yeah, nah, dude. He said for all the.
Charlotte and the J. Cole one.
J. Cole one's the best song. my opinion.
But Yachty, did you listen to the Yachty and J. Cole song, Secret Recipe?
No.
Oh my gosh, that like first rap song in like a long time that's like
Good.
an actual heater.
Yeah, I don't. I never listen
I don't listen to rap
to
anymore.
rap.
It was fire, dude.
No, someone did a breakdown of like percentage of like of songs are about what type of people. Because he said it's for all the dogs. 60% of the songs are about women.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
they're like all like
8%.
it's like all R&B too. It's like all him singing about women.
It's all the same song, if we're being
And
honest.
yeah, and he's talking about all these things he'd do for girls.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Like what?
I don't care. I just don't care.
Especially after like and he drops, because he dropped 8 a.m. in Charlotte like the night before, and that was like a freestyle, just going in, dissing people.
Mm-hmm.
It was fire. That was a good song.
If I'm being honest, I don't think Drake has made a good album since you're probably gonna disagree with this a little bit because I think you like Dark Lane demo tapes. I don't think Drake's made a good album since 2016. Like whole album, good. I don't think it's been since Views. I think it's his last good album.
Dark Lane demo tapes was pretty good.
I don't
Um,
like Care Package. I don't like Scorpion. I don't like they got songs.
More
But
life is good. Scorpions pretty good. Honestly, no, Scorpions actually is really good if it didn't have so many songs. It's like a double album. So,
but he never paints them as double albums. It's just
well, this one is a double album. It's songs are listed 1 through 12 and then 1 through 13. Because one is half of it is R&B and one half of it's rap.
that's true. But either way, I just don't
And then
like
he
Drake.
also released technically he released Care Package in 2019, but it's an old album.
Yeah.
So that was good, but that's technically old. But yeah, it's been a long time.
I just don't like
I
him.
completely I completely agree with that.
I just don't. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. But
I think he's got the I think he's got the star factor. I think he can make words. I think he can take, you know, stuff and make them insanely popular
I
and
think
really good, but I think that he doesn't do it.
I
So
think Drake should do a Hannah Montana thing. Okay. I think Drake should just make strictly like the hip hop style, like of like Views stuff. Okay. That should be Drake. And then Aubrey is R&B. I think
yeah.
he should do that and just do like a create different music for different things.
That's facts. But we could talk. Did you see did you watch 8 a.m. in Charlotte as a music video with his son in it? Which
Oh
I'm
yeah.
guessing you didn't see this, but before it has like this whole thing, he's talking about this drawing he made, and then going through it or whatever. At the very end, he's like, "You want to tell them about how much you made for your drawing?" And he goes, "Oh, please." This like kid's like 6 years old.
It's funny.
He's got more money. He made more money off this drawing than I would probably make in my entire life.
It's probably true.
Life sucks, man. I got
Yeah.
this 6-year-old telling me, "Oh, please, let's not talk about the bread."
Yeah, seriously. They makes a lot of money. Drake makes a lot of money. Like it's just so much money I can't even fathom.
So yeah, he had one line. I would definitely listen to 8 a.m. in Charlotte just to listen to it.
I think I've listened to it.
But he's got some bars in that talking about people. But one thing he talked about is about how uh he had a bar about people not people afraid to drop in quarter 4 because that's when he drops because of October or whatever, even though it's like the most uh profitable time of year.
Oh really? That's
Yeah.
funny.
He's like talking about how he's got people shaking or tucking tails. He's like, I got people tucking tails on fourth quarter sales.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah. That one's got bars. But
I much prefer
listen
Fear
to
Friday's
Yachty and
got a
Cole.
lot in common.
No. I agree.
Zach Bryan as a rapper is better than Drake.
Zach Bryan rapper. He
Zach Bryan's poetry. Yeah.
there's news with him though.
What happened to Zach Bryan?
He
Besides, he posted about Brianna Chicken Fry more than any other girl I've ever seen.
oh my gosh, I don't know what the obsession is with her.
Yeah, I mean, his last girlfriend was great. He hardly ever posted about her.
I know, I don't get it.
He's always like reposting. Like, I get, like, she's not like unattractive by any means, like at all. I'm not saying she's ugly, but like, I don't know. I don't.
What's the hype?
I don't. Yeah, like, not that he can't be like happy or like want to post. Like, it's just seems like a tonal switch of how he runs his Instagram.
And what you know what's funny for me is that he has an old song off one of his old albums, um, where he talks about one of his lines is that he talks about how he doesn't think city girls are right for him. He
Yeah.
goes, I don't think these city girls are right for me because I don't fall for shallow pleasantries.
Yeah, he
He's like,
does say
and then
that.
he's like, and all the talking, he's like, and the conversation's nice, but all the talking don't seem right to a soul that prefers silence in the trees. And
That's
I'm like,
true.
bro, you're dating a chick who don't stay out of
The city.
conversations
Yeah,
and live like she is a straight city girl.
she is, and like
Like
she's
she is the epitome of a city girl. She's an LA girl,
L.A., New York,
and she's also a thought, dude.
that kind of
She
thing.
publicly, promotes the fact that she overlaps boyfriends. Who would want to date someone that is public about the fact that she will cheat on you?
Yeah, if it's like, oh, I'm gonna break up with him in like a couple weeks, like,
She just starts dating around before.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's so messed.
It is so messed up. They'll break up. I need it to happen sooner. Like, I don't hate Brianna Chicken Fry. I think her content's pretty
Hey,
fine.
but by all means, because he said that he said when he said that he would not take a kid on tour. He said when he has a kid, he's not going to tour anymore. So he
Oh,
said when he has a family, he's done. Like he might make music, but he's done touring. He won't live a life on the road when he has a family.
I respect it,
I
dude.
respect it
He'll
completely,
never
but
marry her
he'll
then.
never have a kid with her. So
There's no way, bro.
so so by any means, dude, keep dating her
Yeah, right. Keep
because
making the
she
music.
ain't a wife.
No, she's
But the news with him or whatever is he just added more shows to his
where
tour. I don't know.
overseas, right?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know. I just got a text today about it.
okay.
Yeah, he just said he's sorry about ticketing issues and how insane it is. He said the added shows to the tour to curb the demand. So I guess they're probably in the U.S.
Let's see
And
if
now Mount Joy, who's really good, and War and Treaty
are coming on
are
tour.
also joining him as openers.
Pogue is like rubbing his face on my feet right now. Oh, they added. Oh no, they didn't add. It's still the same Portland dates.
19 new shows.
Oh, jeez.
Los Angeles, Denver, New Orleans, Houston, Brooklyn. 3 nights at Crypto.
Jeez.
He's got massive stadium gigs now at Ford Field in
Ah,
Detroit,
Pogue.
Nissan Stadium in
Ow.
Nashville,
Ow.
Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, and 4 shows in New York.
It's pretty crazy.
Bro is global.
Bro is global.
Yeah, so he added 2 New York shows. He added 3. Well, he has 3 Los Angeles shows. He added a Denver show. Um, he added a Detroit show. He added Nashville, Foxborough, Orlando, Sunrise, Florida, New Orleans, Atlanta gets a second show. Grand Forks get a second show. Tulsa gets a third show, and then 2 Brooklyn shows. So even more New York.
That's cool.
Crazy. Well, thanks everyone for listening to the rambling at the end too.
Yeah, that was a lot.
I remember it was supposed to be quick news, and then we went on a rant about different things.
Yeah, I said Drake, and then it just turned into
It
Drake
turned into
sucks.
everything.
Zach Bryan's dating Brianna Chicken Fry still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah. So with that being said, life's tough. Get a helmet.